Good morning folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm just out for a bit of a hike today. I've come to a local woodland. We're currently in the midst of the coronavirus global pandemic, so I'm sticking to the guidelines for social distancing. Jumped in the car on my own and I've come to this woodland here, and I'm pretty sure I won't meet anyone else. I've never actually ever seen anyone else here before, so I'm just going to get a bit of hiking in and then stop for lunch at some point. I've got the Firebox stove with me and I'm going to cook up a beef korma. Now you might be wondering why I'm having beef and not chicken, and the simple answer to that question is that I can't find any chicken. It's kind of in my local supermarket, I haven't seen chicken there for days. It just keeps getting stockpiled and hoarded first thing in the morning by everyone else. So I've got a beef rump steak. I actually prefer beef korma, to be honest. So I'm going to walk for an hour, build up a bit of a hunger, and then find somewhere to sit and get the Firebox stove on. So we were supposed to be heading off to Portugal in the truck in about 4 weeks' time, but the current state of play means that we've had to cancel that trip, or at least postpone it. So we'll probably head down there perhaps at the end of the summer, September, October even, just see how things pan out. So I'm in a plantation here. This forest is mainly deciduous, but it's a Forestry England place, Forestry Commission. So I think they've planted a bit of pine to harvest at some point. I'm not going to hang around here though. It's been quite dry recently, and I've got the Firebox stove, so I don't. I'm not going to take any risks in this little section of pine forest. So I'm going to wander back down here and find somewhere. So I'll just take you through the ingredients for this meal. I've got some chopped garlic, chopped ginger, 1 small chopped onion. I've got half a stock cube there, saffron, yogurt. I've got some herbs and spices in there. I've got a ready chopped up rump steak, naan breads, a Camden weeknight 3% ale, some spinach, you want some goodness in there as well, curry powder and butter, and I think that's it. So what I'm going to do now is get the firebox ready. So I've brought some wood from home. There's plenty of dry wood around here, but I wasn't too sure what it would be like. So to be on the safe side, I've just fetched some seasoned hardwood from home. And what I'm going to do is do like a Swedish torch type fire. So I'm going to get this in the bottom here and then light a fire on top. And hopefully, if all goes to plan, the fire should burn downwards and give us a fairly decent heat to cook on. I find this is the best way to use the firebox if you want heat for a fairly prolonged period. I think if you're just going to boil water for a brew, it's better to build the fire up from underneath. But we'll see how this works. Well folks, I've got the firebox burning away there. This fire should have the Swedish torch effect. It's looking good at the moment, so what I'm going to do now is crack open a Camden weeknight. This is it's actually quite a nice beer. It's 3%, so it's alright to drink on a weeknight, or if you're in the woods and you're driving home. Oh. It's been a bit shook up. Cheers. It's quite a nice light lager, this. You're obviously not going to get much of a strong aftertaste because it's so light, but it's alright. I mean, if you're going to have a curry, if you're having a curry in the woods, you're going to have a lager. So I've just put those two stands on, just so the pan doesn't fall in. Just got some butter in there. So I'll wait till that starts sizzling. I'll get the onions and the garlic and the ginger in first. Fry that up a little bit, and at this point I'm going to get the curry powder in there, and then I've got this little GSI spice rocket, which is useful. Kind of comes apart like that, and in the bottom I've got salt and pepper, so I'll just sprinkle of pepper, touch of salt, and then I've got some turmeric and paprika. Not orthodox for a korma, but adds a little bit of flavour. And then what I'm going to do is put just half a stock cube. I didn't have any beef stock cubes, so I've just gone for a vegetable stock cube. Just put about 1/3 of a stock cube in there, and then saffron, per gram. This stuff is worth more than gold. So I'm going to get a good pinch of that in there. And I've got some water, not too much. Should do. I'll just leave that to simmer for a while. Man, I wish you could smell this. It is delicious. It reminds us of me days in India. So that water's starting to reduce now. The meat is cooked. It's a rump steak, so that doesn't take very long to cook. I'm just going to reduce the water a touch more, and then I'll let it cool a little bit and add the yogurt. So I've got the grill attachment for the Firebox stove. So once the curry's done, I'm just going to whack that on top and get a couple of naan breads on there. So what I'm going to do now is just take this off the heat for a moment, let it cool down slightly, and then add the yogurt. So that's cooled down sufficiently, and I'm just going to get the yogurt in now. Well folks, the curry's done, so I'm just going to take those off and put the grill attachment on. Yeah, that's in there. And then got a couple of naan breads here. I'm going to whack them on there. Might just put a little splash of water on them just to keep them moist. Well, there you go folks, it's not a bad little lunch. Beef korma, naan breads and a beer cooked on the Firebox stove. Oh yeah, it's good. Ooh, woodpecker. Oh yeah, it's perfect that. I actually much prefer beef in a korma. It gives it a much richer flavour. Well guys, that was top notch. That was one of the best curries I've ever made, I think. Things always taste a little bit better when you're outdoors anyway, but that was really nice. well, I managed to get a brew on. Oh, I had a nice lie down there for about 40 minutes, a bit of a nap. But been using my little bush pot cafetiere. It's basically just a 750ml bush pot that I bought from the Bushcraft store, and I managed to recycle a cafetiere plunge from an old cafetiere I had lying around the house that the glass had broken on it. So I just chopped the handle off and it fits in there perfectly. So I tried, recently I've been using those coffee bags, the tailless coffee bags, but I can't get away with them. They're not strong enough. Like in the morning I'll have 2 heaped tablespoons of coffee in the cafetiere, and that, you know, I need strong coffee in the morning, and the tailless bags, they're just not doing it for us. They are really handy though, they're far less messy and much less of a faff, but I think I just prefer the real stuff. Well folks, that's me done for this little lunch trip. Thanks for joining me, thanks for watching. Hope you all stay safe through these troubling times. I'm not sure when I'll upload anything else, because we could be in lockdown for the next few weeks or the next few months, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, stay safe everyone, till next time.